Hi guys, and welcome to the show. I can't wait to get started. Fresh back from vacation. I'm feeling awesome. How are you doing? This month's topic I absolutely love talking about. It's all about email marketing. It's my absolute favourite form of copywriting. Specifically this week, we're going to dig in to how you can build trust and the like and the know factor from your email newsletter. So you could be an online entrepreneur, you could have your own business, it could be a physical business, it could be delivering services, it could be that you're a freelancer, like say a copywriter or a designer. It really doesn't matter. You could still have an email newsletter that helps your audience out and pretty much builds trust in you without even trying. Okay, so let's get started then. I love email newsletters because it is another chance to be consistent with your audience and over time show them that you're prepared to give them amazing value. All right, let's just dig into a couple of stats though, because I do like to give you these just to show you that how powerful something is when I'm talking about it. So, in terms of email marketing generally, HubSpot did a survey. They do one every year. And this year they found out that email, on average, the return of investment for your business is $36 for every dollar spent. So it's pretty awesome. When you think about Facebook ads and other ads becoming quite expensive, particularly this year, that is an awesome figure still. I was shocked. I know it used to be in the 40s, but even to carry up at 36 is still quite impressive. So it just shows you that one of the things that you could be doing to build your bottom line, your profit in your business, is to develop your email marketing. Okay. Another interesting fact, bear with me if you don't like facts or stats, but I want to deliver these so you can see the value. 33% of marketers send weekly emails. Okay, so think about that for later. And 26% they send emails multiple times per month. So just shows that people are really into email right now. And 77% of marketers have seen an increase in email engagement over the last 12 months. So not just a decrease, like not thinking, everyone's on social media, they're ignoring their email inbox now. No, it's not true. They are actually seeing more engagement, and I'm the same, more engagement with their email marketing over the last 12 months, which is fabulous. Okay, right, so all right, so why else have an email newsletter? Well, it can make all the difference in your business. Basically, your audience have signed up to hear from you, basically. So they might have signed up to a freebie. You might have helped them in that way. And now you want to stay in regular contact with them because this is your opportunity to build a warm audience for when you do say, like, launch your course, or you have another paid offer, like say maybe you've got this amazing product that helps older people, put their socks on, or helps somebody navigate how to walk a dog on a lead without pulling. I always give that example, I'm sorry, but it is just so powerful to have that newsletter in place. You are kept top of mind, which means you're visible in their world. If we do it right, you're visible. You can build like this genuine, almost like a conversation with them that they can reply to whenever they want to. And over time, that can only deepen their trust with you. You're sending them good content that will deepen. They will want to hear from you. And but the beauty of this is that you've got a lot of decisions that you can make about your newsletter email. You can really, really brand it so it sounds like you, but then it looks like your business as well. And you can create more opportunities, subtle opportunities to bring in revenue to your business. There's lots of ways to do that without actually selling. So things like promoting your podcast, maybe offering them a free lead magnet that they've not seen before, without having to go through all the rigmarole of signing up again. Maybe you've got this amazing free course or this amazing paid course that you want to just give a little mention to. Maybe you're telling them, I'm working on my next course, it's so exciting, without actually selling. Or maybe it's a membership. And maybe even a boot camp, a free experience. They get to know because you were in regular contact with them. I just want you to remember just one key thing as you're going through this podcast, that be confident with your email newsletter. People on your list, or future people on your list, will have signed up for a reason. And that reason is they want to hear from you. Okay, otherwise they wouldn't have signed up. Okay, or they wouldn't still be on your list. So that says to you that you can send them things and you don't need to feel bad about sending them things because they want to hear from you. Okay, let's clear that one up now. Sometimes there's a little bit of a mindset block. And I've heard this time and time again. And with myself as well, I keep having to remind myself when I'm writing these email newsletters that, my audience want to hear from me and I am really, helping them solve their problems. You can also as well, with an email newsletter, is have it in a story format. So you're not actually boring them with lots of, like a list of stuff. So you could have it in a story form, a personal story every week from your life that depicts, things that you can relate back to your business message, make it relevant for them to help them solve their pain points. Okay. And you can even share your student wins through it, or free tips and tricks, or even other people's products. This is another way of doing it without actually selling. So let's dig in. You've got 4 key decisions to make about your email newsletters. But before we do that, I want to just speak about something else now as well. Your email newsletter has to have what I call a value proposition. So that is, what is the value of your newsletter to your potential subscribers? What are they going to get from it that is different? Okay, so I want you to write that down. If you're listening now, maybe just pause it and write that down. What is your value proposition, your unique value proposition? What is different to everyone else? What are you going to offer? Say, for example, that's different from your content generally. Is it going to be, if there's going to be something on your email newsletter that people have to sign up for because they're not going to find it on your blog? What is that email newsletter going to look like? How do people know that they're going to get value from you? Is it, say, for example, that you are a copywriter and you want to help people with the basics of copy? Okay, so your other emails that you might send out are different, but these email newsletters are top tips for how you can improve your sales pages or your website copy. Maybe something like that. So what is your unique value proposition? Some people just tell stories through theirs. Some people is like, well, do you know what? I'm such a great business owner. I'm such a successful business owner. Through my email newsletter, I am going to be teaching people how to get to 6 figures and beyond. But my normal content will not include those fast action strategies or something like that, where it has to be exclusive. Okay, so before you even make your 4 key decisions, I would like you to think about your unique value proposition. And the thing is then, when you're planning your content, it's going to be easier for you to focus on what you are going to do, what you are going to include in that newsletter, because there is a certain focus for your newsletter now. It's not that you're just chucking anything at it. You have actually got now a content focus. Okay, so moving through to your key decisions, you need to think, right, okay, number 1, first key decision. how often am I going to send my email newsletter? Now, you may have some past evidence in your email provider. You may have a few years of experience of sending something. I would take a look at the data on that. Like, say if you've been doing weekly, has that worked? Are there many people clicking into the content of your email? If you've put links in your emails, are there many people opening it, or does it trail off? Is there some kind of pattern that tells you whether that works for your audience or not? If you're relatively new, I would just think, right, okay, what am I comfortable with? So, is it weekly? Am I going to drop them an amazing email once a month? I know some companies do that. Some of the bigger phone companies, I know Vodafone does one that's monthly, I remember. And then I think one of my banks does that as well. So once you've had a think about how often you want to send it, like this, just to bear in mind, these can all be changed. Because originally I was sending once a week, but now I've decided my structure is, on a Monday I'm going to tell everybody what's going on in my world, like how you can work with me, what things there are to look at, useful things, like almost like a list newsletter with about 3 things on. And then on a Friday I'm going to send them a story email about what's been happening in my week, but related to a key thing I want them to learn. So that's twice a week, with 2 very different types of email newsletters. So question is, how often are you going to send for your business? How often do you feel comfortable sending to your audience? And then this is up for experimentation as well, but you need to make a decision initially. What day is best for you to send on? What day, if you have some experience with your email sender, which day did a lot more people open this email or click through the email? And then adding on to that in brackets, what time seems best for your audience to open? Again, just be confident all this is very easy to experiment with. So over time, maybe just take a note, have a look at your email service provider every month and just keep an eye on what worked and what didn't, and try new things until you settle on something that's very successful. Thirdly, what are you going to include? Now, this is a topic that I'm going to cover in more detail next week. So what to include. So I went through a basic structure of what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do a list email on a Monday where I tell them about my podcast, what they're going to learn from that. I maybe give them access to a freebie. And also what else do I do? Sometimes I give them a recommendation for something I've found. And maybe theme it as well on a Monday. Okay? On a Friday, I'm going to tell them a story of something I've learnt recently or something that's happened to me in my life. So next week's podcast is going to include more about that. But if you download the freebie that's associated with this podcast, the 4 key decisions, you can take a look at what's in there as well, and that will get you started. And then finally, what email service provider to use. So at the moment, I use ConvertKit because I like it so much better. I'm going to do, again, another podcast about email service providers, looking at the differences. So tune into that in a couple of weeks' time. I like email service providers, just to give you a quick example. I like email service providers where you can tag. I think that's super useful. So you can tag your subscribers, so therefore giving them more value over time because you know more about what they're interested in. If they have a tag, so like say for example, if they click on a link, they're interested in email newsletters, I might tag them saying email copywriting or email marketing. And then if I have a course on that, I might send out that email specifically to them saying, are you interested in learning about email copywriting? So you can be a bit more specific. Some do this, some don't. It's all about that, but I will go into that in more detail in 2 weeks' time as to what you can use. But for now, yes, I would get started on the key decisions. The freebie includes some key information. It even has about what email service provider to use, but I will be doing a live where I've got a podcast where I've got a video hooked up, and we'll have a look at a couple of them and the differences and the similarities. Okay. All right. Well, that's today's podcast. I hope you found that really useful. The main thing to remember with your email newsletter is to go away and think about what would make yours unique. What would make you different to other people? One starting point could be just looking at your major competitors, not copying them, but just having a look, signing up for their email newsletter. What do they do? And what could you do, possibly, in a similar theme, but then find a different way, a unique point of value for yours. Okay, good luck, and I can't wait to find out how you've been getting on with that. Yay! Until next week, I'm excited to speak about newsletters further.